So this topic is a bit of a more vulnerable one, but it's something I've worked with clients around, and it's something I've dealt with personally. And it is resistance to having sex. It just is a thing, and it's a thing for women. And it is not easy. It's not comfortable, especially if you're in a long-term partnership and you're like, why do I keep having this aversion to making love to my partner, having sex with my partner, being intimate in any way with this person in my life? What's going on? And a lot of us want to just make this resistance go away. We want to bypass it. We want it just gone. And we try to trump it. We try to hop over it. We try to stuff it down and just have sex. And a lot of times when we do this, not for all of you, you might be like, oh, well, I'm enjoying sex. Why did I resist it so much? But this is a really common one, and I want to bring it forward because it's something that so many women that I work with deal with. And one of the first things that I did when this started to come up was I was like, okay, maybe I just need to read more books. Maybe I need to grow my sex drive. Maybe I need to take some supplements to increase my sex drive. Maybe this is perimenopause. What's wrong with me? How do I fix me? It's a very normal place to go, but as you might have experienced, if you've gone down that route, it doesn't often yield the results we want. Resisting our resistance, trying to strong arm it to do what we want, it can create a big whiplash and make us actually resist sex even more. So one thing that tends to work in these instances is befriending the resistance and naming this with your partner. And that can be in itself kind of an edgy thing, but just to share with your partner or the person that you are intimate with, hey, I'm noticing some aversion and resistance to being intimate. I don't know what's going on, what it's about, but I need that to be okay and us to be in dialogue with that about it when it comes up, because I've been trying the other version of pretending it's not here or trying to make it go away, and that's making things worse. So number one, setting that context with your partner is huge. Number two, when resistance comes up, say your partner's initiating or you haven't made love in a while, so you're starting to feel the pressure of maybe we should, and then the resistance starts to come up. See if you can notice it. And before it even comes up as mental thought, see if you can notice what's going on in the body. Notice the sensation of resistance. Notice where the contraction is happening. And just give some breath there. Another step is naming it out loud. So in the moment, resistance is here. Saying it with yourself, and ideally being able to say it with your partner. Hey, resistance is here. Can we pause? Can we slow down so I can meet this? And then putting a hand on your heart or wherever you feel that contraction in your body and just giving it some space to be here. Imagine it's like a part of you, like a protector part or a young one that's just scared and we don't know why. And it just needs your presence. It needs your attention. Another really key step with this part is to ask it, what does it need right now? It might need you not to have sex right now. It might need you to just ask to be held by your partner. It might need some space. It might need you to slow everything down, and it doesn't know what it needs, but it knows it needs things to slow down. So you just start with wherever it's at. And then another thing you can ask it is, what are you available for? Are you available for cuddles? Are you available for kissing? Are you available for intimacy in a particular way? What do you want right now? And it may or may not communicate with you, but that's a really important question. And to just kind of like take these in little increments instead of kind of seeing it as like, oh, I have to, after I ask for this, now I have to have sex. No, all we know is right now we're starting with this. And it's really, really huge and important. So this can be a really huge practice to bring into your relationship. And I've noticed that the more I brought it in, the more my resistance is melting. And I feel like it feels like it's included in to my intimacy with my partner and not this thing I need to jump over or get rid of. And because of that, there is actually less resistance that I'm experiencing. The other thing I want to say about this resistance thing we're talking about, because it could be many things. It could be trauma that's yours. It could be trauma that you inherited. I noticed when I would tune into my resistance, I'd see an image of my ancestors and my grandmother, and maybe this feeling of like sex was a duty for women. Sex was a transactional experience where you had to have sex with your husband, maybe back then, because that was your job. And in order to stay safe, in order to maintain the connection, you had to perform your duty. And so that lives in us. That's not just something that belongs only to those past generations or even current generations. That's here. And maybe for some of you, that's actually what's here in your current relationship. That's not what's alive in mine, but I can almost like feel the energy of that contract, and that not even contract, like that kind of like forced contract. It still lives in my body. It still is connected to my sexuality. And it might take a whole lifetime to unpack that. I'm not sure. But to really make space for resistance can be many things. It might be resistance to what's happening with you and your partner right now. So it could be something current, it could be something past. But the key thing is to make space for it to be here. I hope this has been helpful for you. And yeah, thank you for doing this good work. Bye for now.